I want you to imagine something. Imagine that your entire life, every person you've ever met wasn't random at all. Imagine that every soul who crossed your path was a part of a divine blueprint, a cosmic script written long before you even took your first breath. What if I told you that there are 5 specific people you must meet in this lifetime? 5 people who will shift your reality, unlock hidden parts of your soul, and accelerate your spiritual growth in ways you never imagined? And what if I told you that failing to recognize them could mean missing out on the very lessons your soul came here to learn? This is not just a theory. It's an undeniable truth woven into the fabric of your destiny. The universe operates through divine connections, through sacred encounters that are designed to trigger awakenings, breakthroughs, and transformations. Some of these people will uplift you, some will challenge you, and some will break you. But each one is essential. Each one is a gatekeeper to the next level of your evolution. And if you are truly a chosen one, if you feel deep inside that your life has a greater purpose, then you must meet these 5 people. Because without them, your journey will remain incomplete. But here's the catch. Not everyone recognizes these people when they meet them. Many walk right past them, too distracted, too caught up in their own minds to see the significance of the encounter. They brush them off as ordinary, failing to see that these souls were placed in their path for a reason. And that's why we are here today, to unveil the 5 most important people every chosen one must meet, so that when they appear, you do not miss them. The first person you must meet is the one who awakens you. This is the person who shatters your illusions, who shakes you awake from the sleep of unconsciousness. They may come in the form of a mentor, a teacher, or even a stranger who speaks a single sentence that changes the way you see everything. Their presence in your life feels like a jolt of electricity, a sudden realization that nothing is as it seemed. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. For some, this awakening comes through love, meeting someone who opens their heart so deeply that they begin to see life in an entirely new way. For others, it comes through pain, encountering someone who challenges them so profoundly that they are forced to question everything they once believed. But no matter how they appear, their purpose is the same: to wake you up. And once you have been awakened, you can never go back. The world will never look the same again. The question is, have you already met this person? And if so, did you recognize them in time? The second person you must meet is the one who mirrors your soul. This person is different from the first. They do not awaken you through shock or disruption. Instead, they reflect back to you the deepest parts of yourself: the light, the darkness, the potential, the wounds. When you are with them, it feels like looking into a mirror, like seeing your own soul staring back at you through their eyes. These encounters are often intense, sometimes even overwhelming, because they force you to face yourself. You cannot hide from them. They see through you, beyond the masks, beyond the illusions. And through them, you come to understand who you truly are. This person may come in the form of a deep friendship, a soulmate connection, or even a rival who triggers emotions in you that you never knew existed. But their purpose is clear: to reveal to you the truth of your being. And the deeper question is, when this person enters your life, will you embrace the reflection, or will you run from it? The third person you must meet is the one who tests you. This is the person who pushes you to your limits, who challenges you in ways that feel unfair, even cruel at times. They may be a difficult boss, a relentless competitor, or someone who seems to block you at every turn. They trigger your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. They force you to confront the weakest parts of yourself, the places you have been avoiding. And yet, they are one of the greatest gifts you will ever receive, because through them, you learn strength, you learn resilience, you learn to stand in your power, even when everything seems to be against you. The truth is, without this person, you would never grow into the version of yourself that you were meant to become. They are the forger of your spirit, the fire that tempers you into something greater. And though you may resist them, though you may wish to escape their presence, they are exactly what you need. The real question is, will you see them as an enemy, or will you recognize them as the teacher they truly are? The fourth person you must meet is the one who guides you home. This is not just a physical home, but a spiritual one. This person appears when you are lost, when you have strayed so far from your path that you no longer know who you are or why you are here. They may come in the form of a wise elder, a spiritual teacher, or even a stranger who says something so profound that it realigns your entire being. Their presence feels like a lighthouse in the darkness, a reminder that you are not alone. They do not give you all the answers, but they illuminate the path just enough for you to take the next step. And in doing so, they restore your faith, not just in the universe, but in yourself. The truth is, every chosen one at some point loses their way. Every great soul must face the void, the dark night of the soul. And when that moment comes, this person is the one who reminds you of who you have always been. The deeper question is, when they appear, will you trust them enough to follow the light they offer? The fifth and final person you must meet is the one who carries your legacy. This is not necessarily your child or your student, but the one who takes what you have learned, what you have built, and carries it forward. This person appears in your life as a sign that your journey has reached a level of mastery, that you have something so valuable to offer that it must be passed on. They may come in the form of someone younger, someone who looks to you for wisdom, guidance, and inspiration. And when they do, it is your responsibility to recognize them, to pour into them, to give them what was once given to you. Because in the end, our purpose is not just to awaken ourselves, but to awaken others, to leave behind something greater than ourselves. And the truth is, you will never fully understand your own journey until you help someone else begin theirs. The question is, when this person arrives, will you be ready to step into your role as the guide? These 5 people are not coincidences. They are contracts written in the stars before you were even born. And if you are truly a chosen one, if you are truly meant to step into the highest version of yourself, then you must meet them. The real challenge is not whether they will appear, it is whether you will recognize them when they do. Because the truth is, some of them may have already come into your life. Some may be standing right in front of you. And the only question that remains is, have you been paying attention? The hidden spiritual contracts that determine who you must meet in this lifetime? There are no accidents in this universe. Every person you have ever met, every soul that has entered your life was meant to be there. But what if I told you that long before you took your first breath, before your consciousness was even bound to this physical body, you made agreements, spiritual contracts, with certain souls, agreements that would ensure you meet them no matter what. These contracts are the unseen threads weaving together the fabric of your destiny, pulling you toward the people who will shape you, break you, heal you, and transform you. These are not casual encounters. These are sacred appointments written into the script of your life before you even began playing your role. And the deeper truth is, most people fail to recognize them when they happen. Think about the most significant people in your life, the ones who left an imprint on your soul, whether through love, through pain, or through profound lessons. Did you really choose to meet them? Or did something greater orchestrate the encounter? The moment you stop believing in randomness is the moment you begin to see the hidden architecture of existence itself. These spiritual contracts are not bound by logic, nor are they directed by the ego. They are divinely orchestrated, ensuring that the right people appear at the right time, even if it doesn't seem that way in the moment. And sometimes these people enter your life in ways that make no sense at all. A stranger you meet once, but remember forever. A friend who feels like family the moment you meet. A lover who shakes your soul to its core, only to disappear as quickly as they arrived. But here's the catch. Not every contract is pleasant. Some of the people you were destined to meet were not sent to bring you comfort, but to bring you growth. Some of them were sent to challenge you, to break you open so that you could become something greater. The most painful relationships in your life were not mistakes. They were agreements. Agreements that you, on a soul level, accepted before you even entered this world. And the deeper question is, if you knew before you were born that certain people would hurt you, would betray you, would test you to your very limits, why would you still choose to meet them? The answer is simple. Because your soul does not seek comfort, it seeks evolution. And evolution requires friction. It requires resistance. It requires the presence of people who will push you beyond your limits, forcing you to unlock parts of yourself that would have otherwise remained dormant. It requires heartbreak, loss, and struggle. Because these are the fires that forge the strongest souls. And this is where most people get stuck. They resist the very people who were sent to elevate them. They blame. They resent. They hold on to anger, never realizing that the pain itself was part of the contract, that without it, they would have never become who they were meant to be. But just as there are contracts of challenge, there are also contracts of divine support. These are the souls sent to remind you of who you are when you forget. The ones who appear in your darkest moments, offering light when you thought all was lost. They are the friends who feel like home, the mentors who guide you when you are lost, the lovers who heal wounds you never even knew you had. These people are not just chance encounters. They are soul allies, placed on your path to ensure that you do not fall too far, that you do not lose yourself entirely in the chaos of life. And often they arrive precisely when you need them most, even if you don't realize it at the time. But here's the paradox. Sometimes the greatest gifts come disguised as the greatest losses. Sometimes the people who were meant to stay forever leave far too soon. Sometimes the ones who were meant to guide us disappear before we are ready. And it is in these moments that the true test of faith begins. Because the truth is, not every spiritual contract is meant to last a lifetime. Some are. Meant to be brief, but powerful. To leave an impact so deep that it alters the course of your existence. And the mistake most people make is holding on too tightly, refusing to let go when a contract has been fulfilled. They try to force something that was never meant to last beyond its purpose. And in doing so, they create suffering. So the real question is not who you are meant to meet. The real question is, when these people arrive, will you recognize them? And when their role is complete, will you have the wisdom to let them go? Because the truth is, the universe is not concerned with your comfort. It is concerned with your awakening. And sometimes the only way to awaken is through loss, through endings, through the realization that nothing and no one truly belongs to you, that every person you love is simply a visitor, a traveler, passing through your life, playing their role before moving on to the next chapter of their own journey. But here is the secret that most people never understand. Once a contract is fulfilled, the energy is never truly lost. The love, the lessons, the impact, they stay with you. They become a part of you. And even though certain people may no longer be by your side, they are still with you in ways that transcend time and space. The people who shaped you, whether through joy or through pain, are forever woven into the fabric of your soul. And the evidence of this is clear. Have you ever lost someone only to still feel their presence guiding you? Have you ever found yourself thinking about someone you haven't seen in years, only to realize that their influence still lives within you? That is the contract at work. That is the proof that every encounter was meant to be. So now the question is, what do you do with this knowledge? How do you move forward knowing that every person you meet is part of a greater design? The answer is simple. You start paying attention. You stop dismissing encounters as coincidences and start seeing them as divine orchestrations. You stop resisting the difficult relationships and start asking, what is this teaching me? What part of myself is being revealed through this? You stop clinging to those who are meant to leave and start trusting that their role has been fulfilled. And most importantly, you start honoring the people who are still here. Because the truth is, we never fully appreciate people until they become memories. There is one final truth that must be understood. The most important contract you will ever have is the one with yourself. Because at the end of the day, no mentor, no soulmate, no guide can do the inner work for you. They can awaken you, they can mirror you, they can challenge you, but it is still you who must walk the path. You who must choose growth over comfort. You who must decide whether to remain the same or to step into the highest version of yourself. And the truth is, not everyone will complete their contracts in this lifetime. Some people will resist, will stay trapped in cycles of pain and limitation. never realizing that the keys to their freedom were given to them through the very people they rejected. But you are hearing this for a reason. You are being reminded of something your soul already knows. The question is, will you listen? Will you recognize the people who are meant to change your life? Will you allow them to serve their purpose, even if that purpose is painful? And most importantly, will you honor your own contract, the one you made with yourself before you even arrived in this body? Because at the end of this journey, when you look back at your life, the only thing that will matter is whether you fulfilled what you came here to do. And the truth is, everything you need is already here. The people, the lessons, the opportunities, the map is hidden in plain sight. The only question is, will you follow it? How to activate your highest destiny through the people you meet? There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey where the search ends, not because there are no more questions, but because you finally realize the answers were never outside of you. They were always hidden within your experiences, within the people you met, within the moments you once overlooked. The truth is, your destiny is not something you find. It is something you activate, and the key to unlocking it has always been hidden in the relationships, encounters, and divine connections orchestrated by forces beyond your comprehension. The people you meet are not just random characters in the story of your life. They are portals, gateways to deeper levels of wisdom, transformation, and spiritual power. Some of them will show you who you are, some will show you who you are not, and some will force you to make a choice. To remain in the familiar or to step into the unknown and embrace your highest calling. But here is where most people fail. They meet these sacred individuals, these soul contracts, and they do not recognize them. They dismiss them. They resist them. They judge them based on surface appearances, unaware that these people were sent to shift their entire reality. They run from the ones who challenge them. They cling to the ones who were meant to leave, and they ignore the ones who hold the very keys to their transformation. And in doing so, they delay their own evolution. Because the truth is, every chosen one is given opportunities to awaken, to transcend, to accelerate their spiritual growth. But not everyone takes them. Not everyone is willing to see. And this is why the path of awakening is not for the weak. It requires radical awareness, a level of presence so deep that you begin to see the hidden messages within every encounter, the divine orchestration behind every meeting. The first and most important step to activating your highest destiny is learning to recognize the people who are meant to shift your life. These people do not always arrive in the form you expect. Sometimes your greatest teacher comes as your greatest enemy. Sometimes the person who awakens you the most is the one who breaks you the deepest. And sometimes the most seemingly insignificant encounter. An interaction with a stranger, a passing conversation, a single sentence, can be the moment that alters your entire trajectory. This is what most people don't understand. Destiny does not shout, it whispers. It does not always arrive with grand announcements. Sometimes it comes in the form of a quiet moment, a subtle nudge, an intuitive pull towards someone you can't quite explain. And if you are not paying attention, you will miss it. But recognizing these people is not enough. You must learn how to engage with them, how to extract the wisdom they bring, how to allow their presence to shape you in the way it was meant to. This requires humility. It requires the willingness to let go of your preconceived notions, to surrender to the unknown, to embrace the discomfort that comes with true transformation. Because the truth is, every chosen one will be tested. You will be placed in situations where your ego will want to reject the very people who were sent to elevate you. Your mind will resist the lessons, will try to justify staying in the comfort of what is known. And yet, if you have the courage to lean in, to truly embrace the people who challenge you, who trigger you, who expand you, you will unlock levels of power that most will never touch. There is something even deeper that must be understood. Your destiny is not just about who you meet, it is about who you become in response to those encounters. Every person who enters your life is a mirror, reflecting back to you something about yourself. If you meet someone who awakens you, it is because you are ready to wake up. If you meet someone who tests you, it is because you needed to develop strength. If you meet someone who guides you, it is because you are willing to be led. And if you meet someone who carries your legacy forward, it is because you have stepped into your own mastery. The people you meet are not just showing you them, they are showing you, you. And the way you respond to them determines the path you walk. But here is where the deepest secret lies. You are also one of these people for someone else. Just as certain individuals were destined to enter your life, you were destined to enter the lives of others. You are someone's awakening. You are someone's test. You are someone's guide, someone's mirror, someone's legacy. And the moment you realize this, the moment you stop seeing yourself as just a receiver of spiritual lessons and start seeing yourself as a transmitter of them, your entire perspective shifts. You begin to walk differently. You begin to speak differently. You begin to carry yourself with the awareness that every interaction matters, that every conversation has the potential to change someone's life. Because the truth is, you have no idea how many people you have already impacted, how many lives you have already shifted, simply by being who you are. And once you become conscious of this, you can no longer move through the world unconsciously. So how do you activate your highest destiny through the people you meet? You start by making a decision to pay attention, to stop dismissing encounters as meaningless, to start asking yourself, what is this person here to teach me? What am I here to teach them? You cultivate the awareness to recognize when a divine connection is unfolding, the wisdom to extract the lesson, and the courage to act on it. Because the truth is, destiny is not something that simply happens to you. It is something you participate in. It is something you co-create with the universe. And the more intentional you become, the more aligned your life becomes. But there is one final truth that must be spoken, the ultimate revelation that ties everything together. And that truth is this: no one outside of you can complete you. No one outside of you can give you what you are not willing to find within yourself. The people you meet are guides, mirrors, catalysts. But in the end, it is still you who must walk the path. And this is where many chosen ones fall into illusion. They seek completion in another person, thinking that the right teacher, the right lover, the right friend will somehow fill the void within them. But the truth is, every person you meet is simply pointing you back to yourself. Every encounter is a reminder that you already hold the answers, that everything you seek is already within you. The greatest spiritual mastery is not found in another. It is found in the realization that you are your own greatest teacher, your own greatest guide, your own greatest source of awakening. And once you understand this, once you fully embody this truth, you will no longer seek, you will no longer chase, you will simply be. And in that state of being, the right people will be drawn to you effortlessly. The right opportunities will unfold naturally. The universe will align in ways you never imagined, not because you are forcing it, but because you have become the type of person who is in harmony with your highest destiny. This is the final activation. This is the truth that separates those who merely walk the path from those who become the path. And the only question left is, will you step into this?